Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a bit of a different video today. Mic quality probably, if you can notice, has decreased slightly because I'm using my phone to record this time. And I'm not going to be also using my normal microphone, just because it's too bulky and it takes way too long to render once I compile the two files together. Whereas if it's on the phone, I can record it directly if I choose to upload. So here we've got two of the later sets. Well, sorry, I should say two booster boxes of the later set. Absolute shitter of a set in my opinion. And I'm only opening this because it was quite cheap to purchase these two. So these two came from a mate, well I wouldn't say mate, but like an acquaintance on Facebook. Who seems really friendly, so like, you know, who knows, maybe we can form some kind of a friendship down the line. But regardless, he gave me these two boxes for 90 Australian dollars each, which equates to roughly 60 USD, I want to say. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, give or take. And this is going to be just me talking while I open up Supreme Darkness. So this set features the level 4 Primite's Dragon Barrel, features the new Molchami, which is the one that allows you to draw if your opponent special summons from the graveyard or the banish zone. Anything else notable? I think, oh yeah, the Mitsurugi stuff. So the Mitsurugi, I believe, is a TCG exclusive reptile archetype. So that's a first. A reptile archetype actually does something. So this is currently quite meta relevant, only because the Mitsurugi stuff is being used in Ryzeal as well, so like as another engine on the side. So while I unpack, I'll talk about this set, or more about the set. I've already done a bit of that. So this set in particular, I've opened two boxes when I was at a locals, and I gotta say, like, they're really fucking up the ratios. I don't know what's going on, but ever since Rota, right? Rota was the first set where I've kind of noticed this, but they kind of DD. Oh my god, it's the, I never realized. The DD archetype got some retrains as well. Well, support reach, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, seems pretty bad. Banish one card from your hand or graveyard, then you can shuffle one of the banished cards into the deck. Okay. Yeah, seems bad. Anyway, I'll put my bulk in the box here. I opened two boxes and I got absolutely shafted. I got 5 ultras from one box, which you would say, oh, like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. You know, you have the ritual and you have the barrel. I pulled neither of those out of those 5, and I also pulled one secret from the first box, so that was a dud. I think the first secret was actually pretty good. It was the, oh yeah, the bow is also in here. Here's an ultra rare, the Argo Stars Lightning Tide You. There's also Crystron support, that's right, and Speed Road support. So the first box was a dud in most instances, only because I still negged. The box was like 125, and I feel like the point of buying a booster box is that you're guaranteed also Glad Beasts. You're guaranteed like certain ratios, right? Like you have also Evil Heroes. I'm just gonna keep interrupting as I pull stuff. You're meant to be guaranteed 2 secrets and 4 ultras per box for main sets, and that's like the point of, you know, paying the extra little bit for a box as opposed to buying a couple of loose packs. Also, you get like a cheaper price comparatively, but yeah, as opposed to like buying tuck boxes or individual packs. So it's almost like buying mini wholesale prices. But yeah, so that box had 1 secret, and the second box was even worse. I think I got like 3 ultras and 1 secret, and the secret was terrible. The 3 ultras were terrible aside from the Mitsurugi ritual. So I pulled 0 barrels, out of those two boxes. No QCRs, of course, otherwise it would have been okay. I would have just kind of told myself that like, oh yeah, maybe I replaced one of my secret slots. I noticed that happened a little bit at with Rota as well, especially during the beginning of the release. I noticed that like, maybe it's because, you know, more people are opening the sets, so more people are noticing like, hey, I only got one secret in my box. Well, it's happening again. What tends to happen with those is like the next box in this in the same case. And if you guys didn't know, cases come in 12. Well, come with 12 boxes. The next box typically has 3 secrets to make up for the previous one. Maybe they just like shuffled the packs around weird, or I don't know, something to do with the factory production line not correctly placing the packs, or the ratios being off. I don't know, right? But Poseidra is a terrible secret. Yeah, aside from that, the set itself is also just so ass. There's no other way to put it, right? Like, aside from the Mitsurugi ritual rising up in price, there were 3 chase cards in this entire set, and that's typically really bad if you talk about like main sets. You have a look at Agov, you have a look at what's the last, Rota. Rota has a couple of chase cards at least. Not the best set either, but at least it has more than, you know, 3 chase cards. Now that the ritual spell has gone up in price, there's now 4 chase cards. Just still rough, especially because there are so many bad secrets. Neos Lord, not an ultra but after. That's okay. Alright, anyway, while I continue to open up the rest of these packs, what have I been up to? What have I been doing? I have been mainly just working. Working and not really playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That much. I said multiple times to different people, because people would ask, like, what have you been up to? What are you doing? Why aren't you playing? Haven't been playing online because no time. Life commitments. Haven't really been playing in person in locals because, again, just busy. But look, I've been trying my best to make more of an in-person presence. I went to locals last week. Didn't do too well. Had to learn a lot of cards. I went 2-2. Played against... actually, I did. I think I lost 1-2. And it was a pretty close match. Hey, there we go. Nice. It was a pretty close match against a guy playing Ryziel Fiendsmith. So I'm kind of happy with that one. But I'm trying to figure out right now, like with my deck builds and everything, what the best non-engine is. Because when you guys ask for deck profiles, like, you obviously know the main stuff is always going to be the same. It's going to be consistent, right? Oh, that's cute. Choroza. Magistus. The main deck stuff, the main engine being like the Nimbles, the Frogs now are like the mainstays of the deck as well, the archetype, right? As well as your standard Spright stuff. Like, that's not going to change. The most you're going to change is maybe you're adding like 1 extra red or carrot, which I personally do not like, but you do you. And then aside from that, it's just putting in the correct cards, or the side cards, or the non-engine. Hey, nice, I was at. Okay, that's another decent secret rare to hit. I think this one's like 50 Australian or something like that. So overall, this box was okay. I think I actually made back most, if not all, the money. Maybe even profited a bit because I only paid 90. But if I was paying 125, would not be there. I'm doing some quick math right now. 10-year, oh yeah, 10-year got support as well. So the Sword Soul players, you have a 10-year secret rare. But yeah, so this format, I'm looking at like Super Poly and Droplet mainly, like the board breakers, right? Because you don't really have any FTK decks, so board breakers are typically better. I personally have never liked Veiler. I don't know what it is about Veiler. I just never liked that as a hand trap. But you know, your imperms, your ashes are like extremely mandatory now. And this is a bit of a spoiler for the upcoming deck profile that, honestly, I recorded one, watched it back, and I was like, you know what, I'm not too happy with this, because I feel like I'm kind of just throwing a list out there for the sake of throwing a list out there. And I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm almost scamming you guys, because it's not a tested list, right? I know you guys watch the list videos because you want like either guidance on what to play. Toxic Bubble, that's our 4th ultra, I think. On what to play, or like how to play, or combo lines, or whatever, or like lists that will actually win. First of all, Spright has been power crept like crazy, so it's not like a super impressive deck anymore, anywhere near it actually. Like it can still do some work from time to time, but it's just so hard to keep up with the one card starters. Plus you have all these more Charmies to play around now. One good thing is that you no longer have to put up with Perulia nearly as much, because Perulia kind of has fallen off meta. However, with the Ryzeal cards being in the format, an issue that you might encounter is that people are running anti-Xyz cards. For example, and that's our first box. For example, D-Barrier, very standard, right? Then you also have, let's go with our second box now. I'm gonna sleeve like the nice ones later, so you guys don't have to yell at me. It's gonna stay in that pile, it's not gonna get damaged, I promise. You have D-Barrier, you have Ulti Slayer. Those are the main two that I can think of, right? Even like Symbol Archfiends, actually that's fine, that doesn't really hurt the deck, but people are playing that for Malice. Malice is mainly shifter, so you have another main deck shifter deck in the format, which automatically makes our main deck shifter a little more awkward, because if you play it against them, unlike Cash, who like, you know, they have some benefits from getting all their stuff banished with like a turn 1 shifter. Oh god. This is not a good start to the second box. One of the worst ones. There are just so many duds in the set. Anyway, aside from because Cash doesn't like benefit too much from having all their stuff banished. For example, I guess they kind of do if they get, let's say, birth targets to summon back, right? But aside from that, it's kind of whatever. Malice, like, you send something to the graveyard under shifter, their stuff just comes back. They pay 300, they bring it back, they interact with you, they probably disrupt you. It's just not too good, you know? So if you shifter them, because you're main decking shifter and you're blind shiftering, let's say standby phase or draw phase to play around talents, well then it just feels extra bad. You're doing their job for them. And our deck, now with the frog stuff, it's a little more costly to play shifter, right? Because you're kind of like, you can still use the swap frogs, but you're kind of making these couple of cards, you're turning them into duds, which doesn't feel as good. Whereas in the previous format where you main deck shifter, you didn't have the frog stuff yet, and so it wasn't, hey nice, barrel. It wasn't too bad. Anyway, so the debate is now for me to figure out whether to play Droplet, because I want to play Droplet for the Ryzeal stuff, but I also want to play Super Poly against the Malice decks, because I think Super Poly is good. I'm not too sure. I think Ulti Slay is also good against them, because I think they respawn, or like, you know, they bring stuff back after the cards get banished. But again, I haven't really played around too much. I've literally just looked at the end board. I was like, oh yeah, this gets Super Poly'd, and maybe you can play from there. What I'm referring to, of course, is like the Griffin. The Griffin comes out, you link it, you fuse it off with their main link monster, which I'm pretty sure is Dark, the red cipher, Ultra Neos Lord, and you make like a Mud Dragon. I've always liked those two cards, just because they're so impactful and they're really strong. Otherwise, it's quite difficult to break boards. Like Spright, I feel like suffers a lot from disruptions, right? You need a sticker too. You're not really a one card starter aside from starter itself, but that also locks you, which feels bad. So yeah, you need to sticker 2 on the board. You probably want to activate effect. For example, if it's Swap Frog, you want to dump something to get the extra body. Otherwise, if it's oh, I see a QCR. Do you guys see that? You guys see that QCR? I was like, oh, let's look off camera for a second just to take a look at the side of this, because of this potential that we pull as a QCR. And the moment I looked, all right, well, we're gonna hope that it's not the trap. The trap is painful to pull. I think it's the Argo Stars trap. If you pull like a Molchami or the Mitsurugi Ritual, or like the Primate Dragon, or the what's the other, Bow, you're laughing. Otherwise, it's a bit painful. Let's have a look at the type. If it's pink or purple, whatever you guys want to say, I'm gonna be really sad. Oh, I kind of caught it. I kind of caught it. Oh, that is painful. Oh well. It is a QCR in the end, so it is what it is. It's all good. Kind of lost my train of thought with that. I think I was talking about like board breakers and, oh yeah. So if, gonna kind of rifle through these a bit faster. If you end up summoning a beaver and they interact with it, get your bodies off field, even if you have a card like Talents, which is traditionally really good, right? For most decks, like you're still not able to get another 2 on the board unless you, like, for example, draw into, I don't know, Starter, or draw into like Swap and Angler, or Swap and Beaver exactly. Otherwise, it's gonna be really hard to continue playing, right? You want to force that monster effect on their turn to activate your spell, and yet you can't really force it without taking like a huge toll of not being able to commit other monsters on top of the board as well. So that's something that Spright has, like an issue that Spright has. Maybe if they give us support, hey, maybe if they remember, hey, oh yeah, we have this this little archetype with the level 2s. I guess because we're still not completely dead yet, they're not giving us support. But let's say Sword Soul. Sword Soul kind of feels like a deck that, you know, can still do something. I guess they kind of died with no Baron, hey. So maybe not. Ripplebird, that's a cute card. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I hope you guys are doing well right now. I know I have been super inactive, but hopefully this explains a bit. I am genuinely trying to playtest. I'm trying my best to find the time to playtest, and it's just not really super feasible right now. Like, I wanted to go to locals today, but now I have a condition, or my condition's flared up, which has basically crippled me. I've taken some medication for it, so maybe I'll be able to go out tonight to play at a locals. We will see how that goes. Last couple of packs. Also, I don't know when I uploaded my last video. I think it was after the new year. If it was not after the new year, Happy New Year. Hey, you know what else has been ridiculously short printed? The other XCs, the rank 4 XCs that the Rizal players play. The one that can use 2 rank 4s. Oh, nice. We've got a Meows as well. Okay. These 2 boxes, way better than the ones I opened the other day. Way better. Good stuff. I got a Meows, I got a barrel in this one, got a garbage QCR, which is probably worth like 20 bucks, but you know what, it's still a QCR. And then this one we have the Ritual, and we have, do we have something else? I think we had something else. Oh yeah, the LZ, yeah. So pretty good pulls overall. Like this is me high rolling pretty hard, I think. And just because I talked about my 2 boxes with the 1 secret rare, like it might seem like a smaller percentage, right, of unluckiness. I think the people who opened the boxes before me also had the same occurrence, where they just didn't get more than 1 secret. No QCRs as well, in the same locals. Which probably means that the rest of the boxes are stacked. I think the winning, like the prize pack box, the one that they opened for prize packs at the end of that locals had like 3 secrets in it, which, you know, makes sense. But it's just something that Konami really needs to look out for. And if you in case you guys didn't know, like this is a US set. I don't know if it's been happening in the States as well. I don't know if it's a, sorry, did I say it's a US set? It's a Euro print. These are all Euro prints. I don't know if it's been the same with the States and their sets, whether they've had like a bunch of random ratios, but that's what's currently happening for us Australians with the last 2 main sets. Hopefully they're able to fix that, but like honestly knowing them, not gonna happen. Let's speed up into the last one, and we got another Spright. And that's gonna be everything for today. So that was me rambling on about my nonsense, my whereabouts, and my life. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me. I was gonna say waste money, but you know what? Like these pulls were pretty good. Hey, got the meows, got the QCR. I'll sleeve these guys up right now. Don't worry. Well, after the video, I'm not gonna do it now. The snake eyes can stay in there. I don't like that one. Mitsurugi and the LZ. Pretty good pulls. Thank you guys very much. Poseidra can stay there as well. I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.